Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Reciprocity versus Denial. Of course, a little bit of a intermission there. The boys just getting ready on stage. However, it looks like we're all good to go, and the Hardpoint is underway. And here we go, Nameless. Let's get into this one. We're going to be on board with Dylan, none other than the newcomer himself. Obviously, made a name for himself at Fort Worth, and already finding himself some action.
Yep, and Denial's going to get right on in there, going to trade out all those kills and get a little bit of control, but Natche's trying to get pretty aggressive here. Try to get control of this P2 area. Excuse me.
Denial taking the lead here early on, 16 points. However, obviously in the middle, always a little bit of a back and forth until one team will come out on top, that team being Reciprocity. However, look at Denial in regards to obviously the rotation. They kind of given that up a little early, 10 seconds left to go, and most will favor these guys to get the large majority of the next hill. Yeah,
so pay attention to Risk and Brezzy right there. They're going to pick up both those kills, which is pretty much going to secure that rotation. Number 5 is going to be Tommy. He's probably going to try to hit that pinch with them and try to break this new hill, but Brezzy going to get taken out. Risk just trying to deal with the pressure here in the back. If he's able to get a kill right here, it'll alleviate all that pressure for the players on Denial. Going to be able to get one. Whalers also with the trade. And the pinch is trying to come in for Reciprocity, but they keep getting stopped.
Nice. Yeah, nice hold there for Denial, as you can see Zeke just on hill, getting the time. However, 2 players pushing in, 1 will fall. Whalers with the double as well, but Natche putting things into the mix. 30 seconds left here as we do see Reciprocity on into the hill. Breezy from behind, we'll find one, and we'll find that second a little easier as well. But this way you got to hit that rotate. We're going to see Dylan down close.
So pay attention to your mini-map. Number 4, that's going to be Zed. He went all the way around, went outside of the map, pops up, and picks up 2 kills in the back, which is pretty much going to guarantee that rotation for Reciprocity. He rotated at about 30 seconds. Denial had a player there, but Zed just makes the heads-up play and gets control.
Yeah, number 3, Shawnee spawning right at the back. This is perfect for Reciprocity. And what I do like is how they kind of spread across the map. They're not all bundled up by Jet. And number 2 will be the one to collect the points, that being Dylan. 3 and 5 for him to start off. Tommy finds his second kill, but
that was a
nice
huge
little
kill.
Cluster there.
Yeah, that was a huge call to Tommy as well. That was the one player that was trying to set up that pinch in Tommy. And Tommy's going to be able to pick up that kill, thwart that push, and then now they have them in an optimal situation. They're spawning all the way out, trying to flood through lobby. These are pretty much going to be tradable kills, and if you're able to win this trade, you can guarantee yourself a lot of time. But Natche going to go straight through the door and pop a 3-piece, but Tommy's there for the trade.
Tommy always coming up clutch there. 30 seconds, does have a cluster, and uses it wisely. Risk down by the stairs. They'll be calling that one out to his teammates. Maybe a sub to get up close and personal. He's going to try and deal with him himself, but concussions coming through. My goodness, still 20 seconds left on the clock, and Tommy finally picks up the kill. And after a little bit of chaos here, Reciprocity do take the lead, that being a small one.
Yep, and Natche is getting pretty close to that Tempest. Rotations coming in. It's going to be Whalers alongside Natche here. Just trying to get that entry kill, trying to make it a little bit easier. Shawnee just trying to bait out a player, but he's not biting.
Time starts to tick away. Over by Gun, a very nice setup here, and a hard one to break through. Reciprocity, they need to make kills at the right time and together really here. 2 pushing through the middle. Zed's gonna find one. Wuskin goes down, so Denial again in a nice position. They're spawning just down low of the hard point. An easy rotation up to it, and to obviously keep on pushing Reciprocity back, and Zeke is gonna do that. No specialist just yet, but Whalers 12 kills to his name already. He's been on fire so far, but 3 back-to-back for Reciprocity. Tommy with the team kill.
And I thought Denial was in a perfect situation guarding that window. They stopped that first push, but then Dylan just jumps up with the assistance of Tommy, breaks on through to get control. Tommy, baiting him perfectly, picking up these full streaks, and he's just having his way with them right now. And I think they're okay with giving up that little bit, 15 seconds after getting those streaks.
Certainly are there, and Denial will take the lead. But like you said at the very start of the series, what is it about Tommy and Columbus? He loves it here, 10 and 6 right now with a set of streaks to play with. Of course, going to our next hard point, we are going to see Zeke just holding the line, trying to get these spawns locked, but also trying to get some time. Sometimes you will see some players kind of playing for that spawn and giving a little bit too much time away, but the kill feed's so back and forth here between the 2 squads.
Yeah, so this is hill you can kind of hold from just being inside. You can kind of play those elbows, throw those jiggle peeks, and that's what we see Reciprocity do on rotation. They're just trading out here, trying to get those entry kills, and the players on Denial are just trying to flood on through, but they can't seem to get anything going. Thinking Tommy probably saves those streaks for the next time it goes around towards Missile Hill. So this is huge time that they're picking up right now because they do have those streaks to invest later on.
Certainly do. 25 seconds left here on the kitchen. And it's important here. This is a rotation going from this last hardpoint to the middle. We obviously see at the very start of the game kind of a battle and one team come out on top during, you know, this first and middle hardpoint. But if you can rotate in early, this is something that you can get, you know, 40, 50 points off. Sometimes, you know, the entrances and exits, obviously very small. We're talking vents, windows, and doors. And this is
it's
where
just hard gunfights because you get in those one-on-ones, right? Like when you try to conventionally pinch a hill and you try to get that entry kill, you have to force, you know, a gunfight in a doorway, which is pretty unfavorable. You kind of have to collapse on all angles, but Reciprocity going to get in early. Shawnee falls, but they're able to remain in control. The War Machine's actually going to be invested by Tommy. He picks up 2 kills. Zed with the 3rd. They're running away with this game if they're able to lock down the rest of this time because the next 2 hills are pretty prone to those streaks.
Tommy's close to overlapping. He's 185 away. For some reason, I thought that player jumping through was an enemy, but he's not. He's just going to exchange a high five on his way back to the hard point. Shawnee deals with 1, and Dylan as well, lining it up with the sword. Now, we do see a lot of specialists. One being invested, that's going to be the TAC 5.
So here's a perfect situation, right? Like you lock down that middle hill and you jump through the window to start that rotation, and the players on Denial aren't really prepared for it. He's going to ping that lightning strike, actually call it in, and the Hellstorm to kill those guys in the back, and you see kind of a flurry of Reciprocity players getting into this hill, and after just getting 60 points, getting the initial time as well. That's perfect. That's a perfect way to use your streaks.
75 points in the lead here, Nameless, and Reciprocity looking to run away with this. 50 points left. One player on the flank, that's going to be Breezy. And again, they're a little closer to those specialists, but still a little to go. Tommy finds another. Shawnee shuts one down as well, and Reciprocity really starting to run away with this. Find the feet. It's kind of like watching Midnight on the first game. They just kind of got into their groove.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tommy's been dominating as well, and he still has a Hellstorm to use when it goes towards Jet Hill too. So they just comboed these 2 hills, which is the double whammy that we talked about in the previous segment, where, you know, if you get that first hill, you lock it down, you likely can rotate over towards P2, and Reciprocity do just that, and it's looking like they're going to concede these last points as well and start that rotation.
Tommy doesn't find the 10-kill streak there, only 9 as he does get slammed coming in from Breezy. However, 40 points away from victory, 5 left on the hard point. Rotation will go down, of course. A Hellstorm still to play with in the hands of Tommy, 22 and 9. Interesting enough, across the board, the only other player positive is Wuskin, 13 and 12. So, you know, definitely a big game from Tommy, who's looking to clutch up for his squad. But I like this. The Hellstorm used, but also combined with Zed pushing, is going to flip those spawns. Look at the spawn from 6 and 7.
Yeah, they just spawn completely out, and that's because Tommy, they had that old time, so he does spawn all the way back there in that hangar, but he's slow pinched. He let his teammates, you know, bait them out in the back. He calls in his streak, picks up that kill to give them that bad spawn, and then he also comes up behind them on the rotation. So kind of a perfect storm for them, a little bit of luck on his side as well. But within striking distance of closing this game out, Grab Slam in the hands of Zed, going to pick up 1. You got to think they close it out here.
Oh, certainly so. You know, across the board, yes, Tommy's doing amazing. We start to see Reciprocity just shut things down with 8 points, make it 6. Time ticking away, not a grey arrow in sight here to even contest. And map 1 is going to go in favor of Reciprocity. It's simple, it's clean, and it's slick here from the boys of Rec, and they're going to close things out there. And again, once they found their groove, when Tommy got those first set of streaks, it kind of just felt like a little bit of a domino effect in the sense that every rotation was in favor of them, and if it wasn't, they could just break it with those streaks that Tommy acquired.
Yeah, I mean, it's that combination from first hill to second hill, right? Like, they dominated it there. They rotate over through that window with the assistance of those streaks. Obviously, it's going to make it a little bit easier. And they just get like a 90-point lead, and from then on out, the game's pretty much shut down.
Yeah, most certainly was. Obviously, Hardpoint, interesting to see these 2 teams. We talked about it before, of course, with Reciprocity and Denial going head-to-head. They've not had the best respawns, of course, some very hard hitters in the league. However, recapping the last minute here, or anything during the game, what do you want to point out?
So right here, it's like when Tommy spawns in that back hangar, he calls in a streak, I believe, picks up 1 kill, and then he slow pinches as well. So right now, when they're on this full pinch, trying to break these spawns, when you get that first kill, that's the players that are going to spawn out. So they get Nat, Shay, and Brezzy. Those guys spawn out respectively in P2 and Missile. And then right here, you're able to just get control of the hill. You have specialists to work with. You're able to close the game out. It was a perfect pinch, perfect streak. This is exactly how you want to do it.
Yeah, obviously the grab slam from Zed was well coordinated. He was kind of hiding in the vents, and he comes out a little sneaky and finds 1. I thought he was a little unlucky to find only that, but Wuskin at this point, did he even use his vision pulse? I'm not too sure. He was close, obviously, towards the end. That's Zed's final slam, 238 and counting, but Wuskin, I think he kept that vision pulse for some reason or another. I'm not too sure, but not needed. And we will see, of course, Denial fall on map number 1. However, talking to Reciprocity, I believe Jess had a chat with Dylan before the game.
Thank you, Momo. Yeah, I did have a chat with Dylan, and, you know, I feel like the Reciprocity guys are really feeling optimistic today. He said they're kind of focusing on just trying to finish out the week 3-1 and look ahead to London. He did say, you know, we can't underestimate anyone, but they are definitely, you know, I could tell they're definitely in good spirits. He chatted a little bit about the transition onto Reciprocity, saying that it was a really easy transition, and he thinks he brings kind of a faster play style to the team, which is sort of what they needed. I also did catch up with Whalers from Denial, and, you know, it's obvious that they're really kind of hurting after a loss after loss, and it's really kind of getting them down. But, you know, he says we're remaining optimistic, and at the end of the day, we're trying to finish with a win for the week. I said, okay, well, do you think this match could be that win? He said, I think so. Let's see how the rest of the series goes, though. Momo and Nameless, back over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Jess. And as we see Denial just reconfiguring the controller or whatever they're doing there. One thing I will say is 3,800 damage for 3 of the players on Reciprocity. A lot of kind of our aim was towards Tommy and how well he was doing there, but Wuskin and Shawnee, I believe, were right up there with him, putting that damage in. And it just felt of what was, you know, a really kind of team-based game. You know, yes, Tommy went off, but
it was just an easy game for them. It was just an easy game for Reciprocity. Kind of what Wuskin said when he walked past you. It's going to be a quick one.
It's a wrap, mate.
Well, yeah, right there on that map, it definitely was. And yeah, that's what you get in a well-rounded team effort. We saw those pinches coming in on every single hill. We saw those setups early on. Shawnee in the middle hill with that ICR, just doing his job, right? Like, getting those every kill he needed to get, and everybody played phenomenal right there. And there's something in the air, like I said. Tommy's just going off, and he does bait his teammates like crazy, but you know, it works out. It's what he needs to do for this team.
It's funny you should say that, actually. When I used to compete a long time ago, Tommy was always that player kind of coming against, and he was very well known for teaming with the French. Obviously, they're going up against Denial right now, but when he used to team with the French, I always got so frustrated because every kill was, you know, a normal kill until it was always a 1v2, and Tommy would be that second kill, and he'd always be behind. But he was always the one that got streaks. He could always use them well, and it worked for him. You know, I don't know how, but it always seemed to work.
I mean, we saw it. What was it on P1 to P2? First hill, second hill. He jumps through the window. You know, he baits down, he picks up all those streaks. Like, that's what you need to do, especially as a Maddox player. Use your torpedoes. Send them in. Trade out those kills. Well played.
Well, Payload Search and Destroy is coming up next here as we get into this S&D. We've talked about both these teams, of course, having the good and the bad, but Denial Payload S&D may ring...
It was mind-blowing.
Nameless's head is in his hands right now. What happened yesterday?
I mean, they just crumbled, right? Like that round 11, but they let Crim do too much damage to them on top B heaven. We're going to jump right into this one. We'll see if they're able to, you know, fix their mistakes from their last match.
Well, here we go, round number 1, and it's going to be Tommy who sees one. He's going to press that magic button and back on up. If you look at the minimap, pretty widespread, mostly over towards A.
Yeah, that bomb's sort of in the middle right now. They're just trying to get information. They sent a player all the way to that B side of the map. Shawnee's going to get aggressive, trying to push over towards heaven. He's going to get a pretty big vantage point here, and his job is to pretty much get information and stay alive. He might be over pushing a little bit.
Whoa.
He does kind of push out a little bit too far with no info, but at least they got that bomb down. They have players in position to trade, but it looks like Denial's going to get on into top heaven.
Tommy talking to the man himself, last alive, finds one. 23 HP and a dream. Will not find the second as Natshe.
Yeah, I don't know what the plan was right there. Shawnee just made a great play, and then he just decides to jump out.
Yeah.
Their spawn.
Again, I think it was a certain level of aggression was good, and then it kind of just stepped over the boundary. Maybe miscommunication, obviously, from the guys who saw them at A, but either way, yeah, Denial kind of clutch up there, and Tommy a little bit out of place when the bomb goes down, and a 1v3 never easy. But
yeah, it could have been a communication thing too, because he had an ICR and he just sprinted straight out. It just looked a little bit odd there, right?
Imagine being Shawnee right there, just turning the corner and seeing 4 plays. You're like, oh.
I like the confidence, I like the heads-up play. He had a teammate, just an ICR, and just hold it up there next time, you know.
Round 1 done, dusted, and out of the way. Round number 2 coming up next, and of course Denial will want to bounce back from that hardpoint loss. If you're just joining us, Rec took that one. And now on the offense, it is the French squad of Denial. It's going to be a 3-2 split.
Yeah, on opposite sides of the map, so numbers on each side for the respective teams. Gunfight's going down mid-tunnel. Brezzy going to pick up one. Wuskin just a little bit slow to try to get in there. Here comes another gunfight win. Just single, challenging for Shawnee. A little bit too aggressive once again. 4v3 situation in favor of Denial.
Sits in a nice position, but not when a concussion hits you in the face. 3 running through, and I know Denial, quote unquote, the wolf pack here. You know, they're living up to the name. They're running around together, and again, it's working for them. You know, sometimes you just got to play those numbers.
Yeah, I mean, that was like a perfect round for them, though. Like, they went to A plat, and they also went to B tunnel, and
yeah,
2 different players give them free kills with ICRs. No jiggle peaks coming out on the side of Reciprocity, just keeping up that hardpoint pace, trying to just shut them out quick. Need to put some respect and slow down a little bit.
Yeah, the key thing is just respect, obviously, how good Denial can be at search and destroy as we go back on board with the offensive side. And it looks like here, again, hard hitting A. Push from Reciprocity. Denial will have a couple players over there, but 3 have been actually passed to B. They're going to be cutting through the middle, though.
Yeah, here comes the collapse. You have 2 players in tunnel, and the 2 players that are holding back A on Denial are just getting that information. Stun comes out. This first kill is going to be massive. Zeg going to pick it up on Brezzy, and that's going to force Risk to back down. Now they have positioning on that bomb site. They could go for it if they wanted, but it looks like they're just trying to get a little bit aggressive there on that cliff side of the map. Maybe bait out another kill, but here comes the bomb plant.
Bomb plant down. Life advantage. Still a life advantage, make it 2 with Dylan finding a double. No, just 1. Tommy finds the double, should I say. Still going off and Wuskin from the corner. He's actually found 2 there as the fist bumps go down and the heads nod alike. But a much needed round for Reciprocity there. Going down 3-0. It's a hard hitter, you know, getting back in the game as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I think they realized that they were getting blooded. They were giving up that, you know, those picks, playing a little bit too aggressive. So they go as a unit. They take the Wolfpack strategy you were just talking about. They slam through A, and, you know, Zed's able to bait him out and get that first blood, and the round's easy from there.
Can Reciprocity level it up here in round number 4? As we see the side switch once more, another 90 seconds. Natche, great start to the game. Lightning strike to his name. 5-1. 2 kills across the board for Whalers, Riskin and Breezy. Zeke, though, yet to get off the mark.
Yeah, and Brezzy hits that tunnel and decides to not look at his back whatsoever. I'm going to get taken out. Maybe just thought he was there a little bit earlier, but Whalers also picking up another kill. 4v4 situation. Wuskin's backed up pretty deep into his spawn right now, just trying to stay alive, maybe group up with his teammates. We're seeing a pretty aggressive approach here from Denial. And run all the way through B here. But Wuskin's aware of it. He's going to back up, group up with his teammates, and this is the right play here, Phil.
Yeah, it looks like, again, it's a 4v4, but it feels like Rec have that map control that, you know, they need here. The shadows have been spotted. Natche's going to be taken down first. Wuskin's, though, smelling out the danger. Does find another. A quick hop, skip, and a jump, and find himself away from that danger. Dylan, though, takes damage, gains some intel. And now at a 4v3 with 20 seconds left. Look at the rotation here, interesting enough, towards B. Unsure of this, but Wuskin's going to be like, yo, Dylan, get back here. I need your help with 13 seconds left.
Yeah, this has been a phenomenal round out of Wuskin. He just acknowledged that they were at B. They could possibly push through. Hey, I don't have a teammate around me, so let me back up, get that positioning. He gets the positioning, and he realizes, hey, if they're going to group up and push me, I'm probably going to die. So let me get to my teammate. Backs up once again, calls it out, and then they just pinch them into their spawn and eat them alive. That was a perfect play out of Wuskin. Heads up play, and I like the patience.
Patience sometimes is key in search and destroy, and I think for Reciprocity in round 1 and 2, we didn't see that patience. We saw the likes of Shawnee pushing forward, getting a little too aggressive, but it feels like they've found their pace in this S&D, and it is now all tied up. Natche still has that lightning strike to play with. Shawnee 0-4, not the best of starts, much like Zeke there on the other side at 0-3, but round number 5 underway. Tommy going to the outer edge.
Yep, Natche also working on his Tempest. He's only like a kill away. Maybe he uses that ping to try to pick up a kill for himself. Oof. First blood. Rezi gonna pick that up on Wuskin. Trades going down left and right. Well, not really trades, more so just dominance. Team kill coming in as well. And Tommy's gonna be left alone.
I know Tommy was playing around with the sensitivity. A couple days ago, he was thinking 10-10 and then 0.5. I'm not sure if he's actually playing on that.
10-10, huh?
Yeah, 10-10 with a 0.5 ADS. And I don't know if he's continuing with this strategy or whether he plays on that. But it looks
I need
fast,
to know what he
aggressive.
plays on. I need to know what he plays on. I need to take it.
But what a dominant round. Talking about Denial there. The only kill that came in at the start was the team kill there onto Natche, unfortunately for him. But the round win is all that he'll care about.
It was just that first blood. Brezzy comes in, goes through that tunnel, picks up that first kill. I think he went outskirts through the mini tunnel and got that first kill onto the plat. Getting aggressive. It's kind of an off angle a lot of people wouldn't usually do in the beginning of a round, but it works out.
Tommy's been favoring this cliffside here, just utilizing the button and the way that the map does move. But Zed's going to be in trouble, as is another player here, but a frag in a top pocket would stop Whalers doing anything. It's going to miss. I think it bounced off, and oh my goodness, how is Whalers still alive? Dylan trying to cut things off from the middle. Tommy, maybe to the rescue.
So these have been the gunfights, right? Like, sort of in the middle of the map right here. These have been the gunfights that have dictated this game thus far. And 5v5, they know where everybody is. That lightning strike comes in, not going to connect with anybody, but they have that information. Number 10 and number 6, Nat, Shay, and Brezzy trying to rotate around, maybe go through tunnel and pick up a kill. Dylan's in a bad situation. He got trapped right there. He couldn't go any way. Risk going to pick up that kill as well. So that was kind of a good rotation on the side of Denial, trying to trap in a player, pick up that first blood, and
Shawnee.
now they have a number situation.
Yeah, Shawnee nearly gifted with the double there, but he does go down, and that'll work in Denial's favor because they do, of course, have the time to plan. But Zed, sneaky. Could find one, tags him up, and that's going to stop the bomb plant, which is important. In a 2v4, this is winnable for Reciprocity here, but they need to stay alive. You can't let them plant it. And Zeke, does he get down? The answer's no. Zed just needs to stop them planting the bomb. But
yeah, but this is a tough spot. This is a tough spot to try to stop the bomb plant going through tunnel. You with a saw, you're not really going to be able to get that kill. But 1v2 situation. One player is in heaven. Going to back up, group up. That's going to be Whalers and Natche. They just need to play their life. Back to back up top. Should be an unwinnable round for Zed.
Should be. Being the primary word there. And that's what they're doing. They're playing back to back. They're playing it smart here. The trade should come in. The jiggle peek, and there's the call out. There's the backup, and the time ticking away. You've got to credit Denial here. They played it perfectly, and Natche will come out on top with the kill. He's having a phenomenal search and destroy. Got that lightning strike.
If he were to just play from their side, it maybe kills them off the bomb, but it would have been very tough. We'd love to see that happen, though.
Unfortunate there for Zed. 1v3 always difficult. However, the 2v4 was nearly on the cards. I think it was Shawnee who was making the ICR play in the middle, but the bomb does go down.
Yeah, it's been those gunfights in the middle of the map that have dictated this. Just that kill on Dylan. Like, those first kills are so important in that first blood. If you are going to go toe-to-toe with each other in that mid-tunnel, the first players to rotate and set up that pinch, usually it'll pay off.
4-2. Denial leave here. Tags straight into Whalers. Still alive, though. Has that frag available as well. Looking for one on the outskirts, but I think one's already jumped down. They have full control of A. Oh, no, my goodness.
See him.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Ooh. I don't think we've ever seen that before.
Now he's been spotted. Can the trade come in? The answer's no. Whalers may have just shut the round down himself. And the Tempest comes through. Natche with another. Whalers with another. And Risks seals the round. And that is going to be a complete whitewash for Denial. 5-2 lead now. And surely looking to close this out in round number 8.
Yeah, that was about as dominant as a round can get. Went back, watched their game versus Optic, and fixing their issues. That was perfect. And they're going to wait here. Try to pick up those specialists, defuse the bomb at the end. And now this is just a tall task for Reciprocity, right? Like, players are starting to pick up those specialists. 5-2 in the lead. They've had an answer for most of your rounds. We'll see if they're able to bring this back.
Never count a team out, but right now you've got to credit Denial of the way they're playing here on the search and destroy. Very methodical. I actually thought Reciprocity might have found a hole in the defense.
I did too when they jumped up.
Yeah, it was a nice play, and I think that's what Tommy was kind of doing with the button and trying to enable, but 5-2 is a strong scoreline here to level things up. If you just joined us, Reciprocity, like I said, won the Hardpoint. Denial close to tying things up. Shout out to Natche, 10-2. I don't know if I'm still reading that right. Zeke to 0-4 after 7 rounds. That's kind of an odd stat, but we'll get clarification on that one. 1-7 for Shawnee. Not much better across the board, but TAC 5 boost has been put in, and A's clear.
They're also about to have grav spikes to work with. Brezzy's about to pick that up, and Whalers trying to pick up some players here by the ammo stacks. Nade coming in. Gonna just try to get away. Just stay alive here, and the round should be good. Gonna pick up one, nearly getting the second, but Sonny trying to even out the odds here. Oh, you can't let that happen, Dylan.
Whalers, he knew it. He was like, I've got an ICR. I need one bullet in him, and I'm just chucking my gun at his side of his face. 3-3. I think a war machine's just been popped as well there. That's coming from Riz King. Tags 1, 25 seconds. Bomb is down. Someone's got to do something, and that someone is Natche and Zeet. This round and this game is over. Denial coming out on top here on the search and destroy. Clearly going back and watching through their mistakes versus Optic Gaming yesterday on that map and mode. And now we're going into the control all tied up. And Nameless, you talked about control obviously being kind of maybe the swing for this series alone. Even better that we're going into it all tied up.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Like control, both these teams have been too good at it. Whatever team wins this, I think, takes the series, so it's going to be a slugfest for sure.
All right, Reciprocity take the hard point, Denial bite back and take the search and destroy. We're going into control after this quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere.
The Call of Duty World League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, the official beverage of the CWL. Scuff Gaming, the official controller of the CWL. And TCL, America's fastest growing TV brand.
All tied up in the series, Denial versus Reciprocity. The battle of the Europeans here, game number 2. And I tell you what, it's been a close one. The Hardpoint, though, Reciprocity taken. Kind of looked the dominant squad. Denial, though, on the search and destroy, Nameless. They're looking just as good. It looks like they've learned from their mistakes and now going to control, maybe with a little bit of momentum themselves.
Yeah, we'll see. It's Arsenal control, I believe, so whoever doesn't choke their defense should be fine here. Defense seems to be the favorite side going into this one. And, you know, it's been close series count, but the maps haven't been close. It's one team clearly dominating the Hardpoint, one team clearly dominating the search and destroy, which is why I think the control will be the telltale of this series.
Certainly will. You said it at the start, obviously, in regards to control, which way does it go? And, of course, with Denial kind of picking up that S&D, maybe they get something rolling here. Reciprocity, again, they find themselves at the very kind of bottom of their division. Again, this cross-division, as we've kind of explained many times, very important for the seeding for London and much more. Reciprocity, they need to start picking up these wins. Yes, they're pushing teams, and yes, they've won a lot of Game 5s by all means, but they need some wins under their belt, and I think Denial is a team that, you know, they should be going into and being like, guys, this is a must-win.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a must-win for them, right? Because your matches are only going to get more difficult. Obviously, Denial's a fantastic team, as is all the teams in the Pro League.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's some heavy hitters out there. And for Reciprocity going in this one, this is a huge win for them, sitting at, I think it's 3-6. So they need to get this win to try to shoot up in those rankings because seeding is important.
Well, Respawn is Reciprocity's kind of way to victory here. They need to win these next two. Frequency, S&D. Would be interesting, of course, we saw them. The stat, obviously, I think it was 7 out of the last 11 went to Game 5s of their series. Probably Ben and Chance cast in those games, so we won't read into that too much. But all orange today in day number 3, Game 2, should I say, as the Wolf Pack take on the Wreck Pack. Head-to-head here, all tied up.
Yeah, and neither of these teams have been that good at control, right? Like, both of them have been lackluster in this game mode, so we'll see who's went back and made some improvements. For me on the side of Denial, I want to see Risk consistently perform like he did yesterday. Like, there's times in matches where he's not that superstar, and then there's times where he just goes off. So if he can bring that on a consistent basis, you will get the supporting cast to start to play a little bit better and help you out a little bit. We'll see if he's able to do it here in this series, these next 2 respawns.
Okay, well, Control coming up next. Maybe the decider in the series. Of course, Reciprocity must be feeling confident after their Hardpoint victory, but like you said, you know, the control has been poor from both sides, so again, trying to get some confidence going into map number 4 will be a big thing for both squads here. And Arsenal is the map, Control is the mode. Now, you said obviously in regards to the defensive side, that's kind of where a lot of teams will kind of clutch up on or fall apart on, you know. Is it kind of better to kind of start on that and kind of get those specialists up and running first, or does it really not matter?
I think it is better to probably start on it, just because, you know, start off 1-0, start to build your specialists, start to build those streaks, and we're going to see Reciprocity starting off on defense here. We're going to see an all-out push towards A on the side of Denial. Patient plays out of Zed.
Does it there, will find one, but it's his teammates who pick up the kills, and that's going to be a 4-2 split, make it 4-3 as Zeke finds the double, but pushing on forward here. Tommy, he seems to do this a lot, and we know and love him for it, but he plays a lot on his own. This is sometimes in S&D, sometimes in Control. Does go down as Priest, Risk, and Zeke find 4.
So yeah, that's where it gets a little bit like, it's tough to make that call, right? When you're timing and you're pushing up, maybe just play a little bit slower and try to ensure that first kill, but you know, he goes straight for the jugular, tries to get those spawn kills. He is going to fall, and what that's going to lead to is, you know, a number situation for Denial. They get in through A, they get those trades, and now they have, what, 2 ticks working on that third. They actually capture it. So when you do get that first initial control, when you're on defense, you want to push up and you want to slow play it and just try to get that entry kill.
Huge grenade there coming in from Tommy. He actually finds 3, I think it was, actually, with that. Finds himself on a 3-kill streak. Wuskins there finds himself a double. And a quick check onto that minimap you see. Obviously, all those orange arrows trying to push past that B zone and try and get control. Interesting enough, though, it's completely open, and we are going to see Denial on top here.
And that was massive plays out of Denial. That was Dylan and Zed, I believe, that tried to push through the middle of the map to get into Kitchen and try to get some spawn kills, but Risk comes through. He picks up 2 kills, I believe, on both of them. They both ball, and now Jet Control is going to be on the side of Denial. The trades are coming in, or the kills are coming in on these backsteps for Reciprocity, but they are going to be able to get that first tick, Phil.
Well, 3 coming through the lobby. He's going to save Denial. 16-12 on the life count, so favoring Denial at this point, but we've seen some very strong defensive holds here. Zed is going to give another life away. There's now a 5-life lead here for Denial.
Yeah, and Ache trying to push here through lobby. Just trying to get that entry. And he is going to get it onto Shawnee, and there's also another kill. I don't believe, I think it was Shawnee or Wuskin who falls as well. That's going to be 3 dead. Working on this second tick. Players in lobby and back steps. This is a tough situation when players on this heady with an ICR. You can just do so much damage, and it's looking like now we're just going to close it out here.
Yeah, 13-3. This has been a one-sided affair. Zed's dropped 1 kill here, and it was right off the bat, I think it was. But Denial, they look powerful there. And again, maybe it was, you know, a combination of things, should I say, in regards to a couple of misplays from Rec. And Denial kind of utilizing those mistakes here, but strong ICR plays.
It was just the beginning of the first round. Like, Tommy pushed all the way up into their kitchen. If he just slow plays it, you know, takes his time a little bit, they don't give up A so fast, and maybe they just start to spawn kill him. It's just he tried to go for that jugular, tried to get into their spawn, just a little bit too aggressive.
Well, round 1 is done, and we talked obviously in regards to the defensive side and what that can be. Reciprocity don't manage to clutch up in that regards. Denial, though, maybe given a chance to. Quick specialist check, no one really that close. We're about halfway there, maybe find those in round number 3. Hard defense from A, even harder offense from Reciprocity. All 5 players, looks like they're going for the jugular.
Yeah, and also kind of highlighting the fact that they just won an offense like that, and it was pretty easy, to be honest. Like, they got A on their second push and got in through, and they had 16 lives left at the very end, so fantastic place for them. But trade's going down here mid-map. Then now we're going to be in a pretty decent situation here on defense. Trade process, goes decent in the beginning.
Trying to find those kills. Zeke's been a right nuisance in the side of Reciprocity. Dylan just find one. Natshe, though, continuing his dominant form with 4 kills there. One's onto Zeke, but either side, my goodness, Natshe had a wild search and destroy and is continuing this in the control as well. Zed finding a double will help Reciprocity a little bit here, and we'll find them onto that A zone. The question is, can they get a couple of ticks? Can they capture that zone itself?
So here's where you make the decision, right? Do we push this, or do we just give it up and, keep the lives relatively even? And it looks like they're just going to decide to give that up and get into the spawn. We're going to see Risk trying to just play whack-a-mole here with some of the spawners. It's going to be Dylan. This is a big kill. Risk actually going to pick that up, and now it's just on the rest of the players on Denial to play slow, play those corners, and get some kills and force them all the way back to the spawn. It's going to be Rezi playing that corner.
Yeah, Rezi just needs to find one before he goes down, and he will do his job there. Now he's got the information. The trades can come in, potentially. Concussion is available, 20 to 19 on the life count, and looks like that one player, Risk, is going to back up. Whalers and Natshe find kill after kill here. And again, looking good for the French here.
Yeah, that's perfect, right? Like, Risk goes to the spawn, gets that first kill, and he's just playing his life, running around, being a nuisance, annoying these guys, and, pushing that clock closer to 0. And there's going to be a couple players on Reciprocity trying to get through the back here. One actually gets through lobby pretty easily. Big gunfight going down. And Tommy's going to lose a little bit sloppy shots, but Tommy had an opportunity to put them in a pretty decent spot. Does lose that gunfight.
Zeke again coming from behind here. Shot in the back, never fun. 2-2 there on the kill feed. However, TAC-5 boost now in favor of Denial. No specialist just yet. It'll be interesting to see when we see those invested. Talking of specialist, Tempest is out now. Actually trying to connect.
And this is a great spot for the Tempest if you can hit some shots, because all the players on Reciprocity are trying to hit that streak. Going to connect on 2. Risk coming in to try to pick up these kills. Going to pick up 2 for himself and make it a triple. That's 4 down, 1 player left, and perfectly executed all around. Risk goes to the spawn, does some damage. They play those corners in the back of their base, pick up those kills as well, and there's 19 seconds left to work with. They do have 1 push here. They can get on and stop that clock, but Natshe's there just to pick up the kills and stop it.
Natshe's having a killer series so far. So far, so good here for Denial. That's going to be 2 rounds to the good, 9-2 on life count, and that is going to be 9, make it 7-0. As Denial come out on top. A very strong offense, a very strong defense here. Yes, some specialist invested for that one, but Reciprocity, they kind of look a little lost in regards to control.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, notice the difference, right, in play. It's like Denial, they play patient, they play their corners, and they pick up those 1 kills. That's all you need, that 1 kill, right? Once you get that 1 kill, you've done your job. You've made it easier for your teammates, and they played that amazing.
Well, we're going to be getting into round number 3. Is it going to be the last round of the control? That's the question here on everyone's mind. And of course, Hardpoint just around the corner. Yes, we saw Rex dominate map number 1, but overall, a very strong performance here. 14 kills for Natshe.
He does have the grab slam. Brezzy may try to use it here as there's, 4 players there. So if he slides around this corner, it looks like he's going to go for it. He's going to pick up no one. Excuse me. Okay. All right.
Unlucky. Unlucky, I will say, for that one. However, a blessing in disguise maybe for Reciprocity. A lifeline, if you like.
Yeah, got kind of blessed there. If he was like a couple inches forward, he might have picked up a 2-piece behind the 2 pillars, but we'll see if Reciprocity fixed their mistake they made the first defense. And that's going to be number 10. It's going to be Dylan trying to get into the spawn. Actually going to back up to his teammates. Not over push. Zed has the grab slam to work with, but if you're Zed, I think you probably try to save it.
Yeah.
Use it on an offense, which can be pretty difficult.
And again, when you're picking up the kills on the defense like this, you don't really need it. You got information there from Dylan, who's pushed up. And this is a very, very strong defense here. Only lost 5 lives to the 10 of Denial. Big push round to the windows. Whether Denial can find anything from this, information has been gathered. Callouts will have been made. 13 seconds, they've got to go down. Denial fall.
Yeah, the issue there was the guy that was in kitchen. I think it was Risk. He was trying to do some damage and stay alive and set up that pinch, but he does get taken out, which at that point, you know the rest of the players are going to be on that pinch, and they pick up those kills, and that was an easy round. And I think the difference is after they get that first, you know, trade and they kill all 5 of those guys, Dylan backs up and stays with his teammates. He doesn't push up and die, and they just watch those doorways and it becomes an easy round.
And interestingly enough, we talked about, especially in that round, about a saving specialist. Denial, I think, have 1 specialist and a very close to a second. From my understanding, Reciprocity are close to all 5. I think they have 3 minimum, maybe 4. As we get into round number 4, does this go the whole way? Do we see the 5 rounds? I'd like to think so. TAC 5 boost. Look at the specialist there for Rec.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times when a team does lose that 3rd round, when you have a play like that grab slam play we saw from Brezzy, it can swing. But what they do have going for them is defense is a lot better. So we'll see what they're able to do here. A B push on the side of Reciprocity. Whaler's going to take out Brezzy, but Natche there for another 2 kills. He's been phenomenal this series, Phil.
Yeah, he's been incredible. Search and destroy, control, and yes, the hardpoint was a little one-sided, but right now, it's keeping him in it. 27 to 27 for the life count. You saw a nice grapple coming in from Zed, doesn't come to anything. Tommy and Wuskin are still rocking the TAC 5, but they've got 4 specialists to play with.
They got B, and they got B. They pushed right up through the front with that grapple. Somehow, Natche pops that 2-piece, but they still capture B, and that's going to put them in a fantastic position because they do have specialists to work with for A, as well as a 3-kill B. Make that 2. That's a tough situation there.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Shawnee from the vents. He's going to find himself 2 and a trophy. The ICR in the hands of the Scotsman himself, trying to find the 3rd kill, but he's got his teammates all in and around him. The thing for Denial now is you going in here, you're almost feeding those kills, but you have to go for it. You have to try and find something. They will. They find 3 kills, make it 4 as Shawnee goes down. The Sorg is not enough, and Natche comes out on top.
So now it gets a little bit scary on the side of Reciprocity in that you have to invest some of those specialists, right? Like you have to. It's do or die at this point. They're trying to go around this B street here just to try to get an entry, maybe spawn kill a guy for a little bit because they have time to work with.
Yeah.
You have 90 seconds. There's no reason to scramble and, you know, flood through kitchen. Try to get that first kill. Dylan,
wow,
you know, win a really impressive gunfight onto Risk, and Dylan once again for the 2-piece. Zed going to pick up that player on the pinch, and now that's going to give them that opening where they can try to get through vent here and lobby. There's 1 player they have to deal with. That's number 4. It's going to be Whalers. He's going to get taken out. A-Control is now on the side of Reciprocity, as well as 4 different specialists that they did not have to use going into round number 5. What a play, Phil.
Yeah, I love as well when Zed got that kill on the outskirts there. You saw his urgency, and I could hear him in the background. He shouts, go, go, go. The grapple through the vents. He slides on in, and it's like, forget it. Doesn't matter about your life. We want every single player on this A zone. We want it wrapped up as soon as possible, and they do that. I think they've got 4 specialists, but Shawnee, I believe, it might be Shawnee, or one of the players is super close to that TAC 5 boost again for Reciprocity. Whether it comes in this round, we'll have to wait and see, but great plays all round. I love Shawnee's ICR in that regards to finding himself some double kills, but Denial, are they letting it slip again?
I mean, yeah, like if Dylan doesn't win that first gunfight on the Risk, they're fine. Like Dylan just hit that street, and he had a sliver of health left, and he wins that gunfight and goes in for that 2-piece, which essentially just opens up the whole map for them. So Dylan utilizing that gun skill, getting that first win.
So what's Denial got? Denial's got the War Machine. That's it. In this position, you're on defense. You've got 5 to play with. Surely this is over. Surely you favor Reciprocity just to take this one and kind of run with it. Risk is going to be super weak. You favor Tommy to pick up the kills, but never rule out Denial. Tommy's actually found himself a great spot here, but it's going to be read by Risk. And we're going to see him pick up an all-important kill. Dylan has a Tempest, and we've seen what he can do with that.
Yeah, they have so much utility to work with, right? Like, Zed has that grab slam. He's also coming in from the flank, so do you really need to use it? He's going to pick up that kill as well. Now they're in a fantastic position. Only 36 seconds left on the clock. Streaks to Wuskin's name. I think you just call in everything right now and try to put this one away.
As well, we saw Wuss gonna use the Vision Pulse, which really helped out his team there. War Machine hasn't been used by Risk. I don't think there's even a position to do it. Zed standing by with the slam. Shawnee slithers away from attack 5 boost. Dylan has the Tempest, and with the time ticking down, the 2-0 lead for Denial soon became a round 5. Zed trying to go for the hero play, and he could have closed it out right there. But Natshe, once again, that man we keep highlighting, keeping the minute, but with 10 seconds left, they've got to go. It's all going down on A, and the War Machine is out. It's all gonna get a little crazy, but you've got to get on the hill. You've got to do something. The time is ticking. It is paused at 2.4. The all-important kills come in. Tommy with the team kill, and I think A has gone the way as Denial.
So here's the thing. It's still 14-15, despite everything we've just seen. If they are able to somehow capture A here, womp womp.
Perfectly said. If they were able
to do it, though.
Cap A.
I don't know how the kill count was so close.
I mean, the War Machine of Tommy, it was kind of used and it tagged a lot, but it didn't find that much. I will say, Denial did very well to kind of keep that life count at what it was, because there were still streaks, there was still specialists, there was the grab and the TAC 5 coming in again with Shawnee, but that lightning strike, I didn't even see that coming in. I was too focused on the fact that they finally stopped it with 2.4 seconds, but forget it, it's over, and the 2-0 comeback in control. Obviously, the reverse sweeping control, if that makes sense, does come through for Reciprocity. Let's watch it back, though, and Nameless, run me through this.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to say this game was insane. I thought that now we're going to be able to run away with it after winning that first offense, but you know, Wuskin calls in that Vision Pulse, which is going to help them out. Zed also comes on that big pinch to pick up that first kill, and you know, at this point there's 25 seconds left in the round. Now pretty much have to flood in and try to get control, but they do get inside. They call in that War Machine, which was just absolute chaos. I think he picks up maybe 1 kill and injures a couple of his teammates, but there's just not enough time to coordinate, to have a coordinated push, right?
Yeah.
On offense, trying to get that point, and you know, they do finally manage to get it, and then that lightning strike comes in and just shuts it down.
I want to see this lightning strike, because we get a pause at 2.4. Risk finds a couple here, but he slides in just because he knows he needs to pause it, and then they take over. You see all these players spawning out. There's 3 players in there, Breezy, Whalers, and Natshe. Lightning strike comes in, and it's Wuskin once again to do that. But it's the fact that it kills, wow.
Yeah, comes right through that top window and kills all 3 of them. I thought, like, I wasn't, there was so much going on, I wasn't even paying attention to that lightning. I thought they were going to be able to get A and then maybe have a chance.
I was trying to focus. I was focused on so many specialists, like what they've got left, the life count, how many they've got to push, which ones at B, and then boom, the lightning strike comes in, and Reciprocity put that game to bed. Huge comeback for Denial. The Rec Pack come out on top for control, and now we're going back to Hardpoint here. We saw what map 1 was like. Reciprocity, they've got to be confident now to end it in 4.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, especially coming back in that control like that. And what Dylan did was just godly, right? Like, gets that 2-piece. To me, that's the play of the game. If he doesn't do that, it might go a little bit different. But, you know, after that first map performance from Tommy, if he can bring that here into Gridlock, which is typically a pretty good map for these guys as well, you think that they're able to close it out.
Okay, well, heading into map number 4 and potentially the last map of the series. It's already underway. We don't like to take breaks here as we see Shawnee up top with the ICR. We've got Natshe on the flip side of things, but get into the action. I want to see more from Dylan and what he has to offer.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan was an absolute animal at Fort Worth, and you know, it's taken a little bit to ease into the Pro League format. No crowd and stuff like that, so see if he's able to bring some of that star power here.
Yeah, no headbutting your teammates either.
Yeah, his celebration's one of my favorites ever. When he just gets up and just starts smacking his head.
he's having a lot of fun. And again, we talk about players who have kind of risen to the top very early on. We talk about players like Wuskins, you know, in the same sense. I think Dylan has got to be one of the quickest, but so far so good. Nice little double kill for Dylan. Yeah,
and Wuskin's going to take the initiative to try to get over there and slow down the rotation from Denial. Actually getting taken out by Brezzy, but he does buy enough time to get his teammates set up. Trophy coming in. Tommy just trying to stay alive and play with his teammates here, but players do get into that 18, which is a power spot on this hill. We'll see if Denial is going to make that first move and try to get that first button. There it is on Shawnee.
Muskin has hit the flank and he's going to find a kill as well. Tommy and Zed find 2, but Whalers just shut down 1, but that one surely not enough here. There's a lot of players still around and Whalers ain't going to be one of them. He's been put back on that respawn, and Reciprocity are making the first 2 hills look a little too easy here.
Yeah, and like Denial was just too slow. Like 1, they were a little bit too slow in rotation, and 2, like they get into that 18, you got to try to attack them before they get set up. Like they let the trophy come in, Tommy lay down, Shawnee reloads, backs up, and still gets into the mix. Like Denial needed to push the pace there. They played a little bit too slow, but looks like they may be able to pick up this last 20 seconds. Problem for them is, though, Dylan's picking up streaks, and the players on Reciprocity are already focused on that rotation.
He nearly gets the Hellstorm. He gets a bit over-aggressive there, but Whalers shuts it down. Just the Lightning Strike, but we've seen already this series how powerful the Lightning Strike can be. That's another gunfight, Natshe. Does pick up, and oh my goodness, Zeke from the side is going to find himself a double surely here, and that's going to be Shawnee going down. So poor start for Denial here, but they are in full control now of Showers and have the capability to bounce right back.
Yeah, Shawnee and Tommy rotated, but neither one of them pick up a kill, so Denial was able to get in there, and what was a pretty bad situation turned into a good one. And 3 kills going to come in on the side of Denial. And we're seeing the players on Reciprocity trying to group up, trying to get through Showers here. And there goes the opening.
3 do go down. Reload will prevent the kill coming in for Denial. 67 to 39, but the 25 seconds remaining look favorable now for Reciprocity. Spawns are up for grabs here. Of course, you see number 2, Zeke, spawning out here. If Tommy pushes forward and picks up a kill, it could be different, but Denial looking to hold on to that. The kill feed so back and forth. Orange and white here. 82 to 39, as we do see the small lead in Reciprocity potentially be extended on this next hill.
So yeah, Broken Hill can be a lockdown hill. It's going to be very important that Denial try to hold this one down, but it looks like they're going to pick up those kills in the back, spawn all the players out near Highway, and it's just going to be risk left here to try to do some damage. Going to take out Tommy, but there are players in this hill with trophies, somehow picking up multiple kills. Dylan maybe pushing up a little bit too far. Spawn still on the side of Rec. Well, actually, they are going to spawn out. I think it's number 4 who kind of glanced at that back spawn and blocked it.
Yeah, nicely done there by Reciprocity, because Denial are finding kills. You look across the board, everyone's slaying, but it's not necessarily, you know, equated to points. You know, and that's what it's about. You've got to get these points. You've got to be able to get the kills at the right time. And Reciprocity are 1 step ahead in that regard. However, 20 seconds to go, and it looks like here Denial are rotating. There is a streak, though, for Dylan. A Lightning Strike can just break this middle hill instantly.
Yeah, I mean, Lightning Strike going into this next hill is extremely important to have. You use that, you can get a 60 on it. Like in the beginning, it's sort of back and forth, but if you do have streaks going into it and you get full control, you can get a lot of points on this next hill. 130 to 40, and what has seemed like, you know, a race. Like this map's been like 40, it feels like it's been like 40 seconds.
I really like the play from Dylan. It's almost like he's playing with his food there. He takes some damage, he comes back, throws a concussion and wipes him out. 45 seconds still left to go. Nameless, 100-point lead now for Reciprocity. This Hardpoint is getting a little out of control. Specialists are going to be coming in soon. Zed, Dylan, Shawnee, and the likes are just wiping them out, and that is going to be 5 down. Rec with 30 seconds left. They've got full control.
And they have
wow.
They pretty much going to have spawns for new as well. We see the rotation coming in from Denial right now. Zed just trying to get 1 kill. Is he going to get it? No, he's not, but we're going to see a fight here for the spawns. 2 players on Reciprocity. They're going to be heavily outnumbered here, though. 4 players located in this new hill. What's going to take out 1, and there's just no trade right now.
Oh, no Wuskin. That's a kill that Brezzy needs to make. Wuskin, I feel, was weak. The TAC 5 boost, though, is going to make him very unweak, shall we say, with the 200 HP, the turn, the burn, the Wuskin double, and the Tommy to find the 3rd. This is getting out of hand. I've said it 2 or 3 times now. Dylan, 15 and 6. Tommy, 12 and 9. Wuskins has streaks. Shawnee has streaks. TAC 5 boost. We've got a slam near a purifier. Wow.
They just made the same mistakes twice, but we're going to go into a Reciprocity listening. Let's hear what the boys have to say.
Watch out, underpass. He's backed up to the right corner.
One's on front, risking.
I'm mine in front.
See if for next.
One's already in. Grab him,
Come back. No. Nice, Tom.
Come in the back, Right,
yeah, back of all, they spawned here. Yeah, they're going next. Pass them back out from old.
Nice, 2 dead.
They spawn back old.
One behind me, Showers. Dojo.
Well, lightning, but we're
I'm pointing dead, nice. Let's come back of votes.
Let's put this in.
Showers.
I'll take it. I'll have one.
Push showers.
Half flank window. Go streak.
Yeah, I'm streaking. Oh, you grabbed, yeah? I'm gonna streak showers. Streaking showers.
Nice to hear from Reciprocity, the Astro game, and listening there. However, if they're looking to finish this series strong, it's 49 to 236 with 2 streaks left. Denial so good in the search and destroy. They pushed it in the control, but they are simply not on the same page in Hardpoint, Nameless.
Yeah, this is absolute dominant performance, and both middle hills, Reciprocity dominated and rotating over towards second. We saw Denial trying to get control of it, but they played simply too slow. They just wait there near the 18, not try to get those spawns, and ultimately that's gonna cost them the map. They got destroyed start to finish.
Our points were one-sided. Search and destroy, I'll give Denial the credit that they deserve as well as the control. It was close, but control I feel was, a weak point for both squads. It was really those hard points that separated themselves, and Reciprocity, a win that they needed. And from the man himself, he said, it's a wrap at the start of the series before he went up there. And he lived up to that. Wuskin was having a phenomenal game 4, but to be honest, all 5 of them were on fire.
Yeah, they all played amazing. That was a great performance out of Reciprocity and improvement in their control, getting that reverse sweep.
Okay, well, that's going to do it for game number 2 of the day. We've got 2 more games coming up after this, guys. Hope you enjoyed Reciprocity versus Denial. We'll catch you after the break.
Game Fuel. Level up the game. Reciprocity getting a very much so needed win, 3-1 over Denial, now improving their standings in Pro League to 4-6. Denial dropping to 2-8. Not what you want to see. Now, Nameless, it was a little bit back and forth, but what stood out to you as kind of the swing moment?
I think Reciprocity were just pretty much dominant hardpoint. Like, they just destroyed them on both hardpoints. Like, really was not close on either one of those. And then the control, I thought that, you know, whatever team won that, it would swing into their favor, and Reciprocity win it. They were down 2-0, they come back and they win that map, which is, you know, make sure they don't go to that game 5, which Denial could possibly take off them. So great plays in the respawns out of Reciprocity.
This game too, on the side of Denial, was just beautiful positioning out of the players. We see Natshay, who's sitting at 9-2, pretty much ended the game like 11-2, just dominating this entire map. Wearless, for me, I remember he was in a situation, he always loves to play this outskirts. Even when he was there before, there was Reciprocity were pushing through middle map, tried to flank him through the side door in their base. Wearless turned around, picked up one, and just shot the guy with one bullet, punched the other guy. Just overall, I just felt like it was great positioning out of Denial.
Yeah, this control, Denial went up 2-0. They actually won their first offense, and you know, sort of a blunder on the side of Reciprocity. Tommy sort of throws his life away after that first initial few kills that they got, and you know, I thought that they were off to a good start, but then they're up 2-0. Their plan was to use the grab slam on offense to get control of it. He doesn't pick up a single kill. It was Brezzy, and then since that point in the game, Reciprocity just ran away with it. And the second key moment was when Dylan popped that 2-piece on B Street. When you got that 2-piece, it's pretty much done and dusted.
This was the map that Denial definitely needed to win, right? Because they're both such 100% poor control teams, and they were in position to win it and guarantee at least that game 5. I think the way they lost it too led to the way they lost map 4. Like, they were up 2-0 at a spot where they felt they could win, and then it got taken away from them, and then that map 4 just was utter destruction. That might be the worst beatdown we've seen in Pro League.
I mean, at that point, why, Nameless, I mean, you were casting it, why were they just so dominant? I mean, Denial didn't even get to 50 points.
Well, to me, it was that they lost the initial hill, right? And then they rotate over to P2, and they flood through the street, but they played too slow. They were just sitting inside of the 18 and sitting inside of Sushi. Like, you got to try to get those spawns and, you know, make some moves. So, you know, that was definitely a blunder on their side. And then as well as Reciprocity pushing through this hill and getting control of Broken. You know, on the first time around, they get control of Broken and they get like 40 points. Yeah, Lightning strike into the next.
Dylan started off with streaks right away because of that.
Yeah, Tommy had a lightning.
Spiraled out of control for them for sure. This series worries me for Denial because this is the first time where they really didn't look competitive in those maps at all. And before, even though they were losing, they did look competitive. And to lose that, it's just looking bad for them.
They just didn't look competitive in the hard points. They just looked really bad in that. But, you know, the search was all right. They looked pretty good.
They played well, but the control, I mean, neither of those teams are good at it, and it obviously cost them moving forward.
Yeah, I think they probably should have won that control. That grab slam was mind-blowing. I wish we had a replay of it because he goes right up the middle. There's 3 people, slams, and they just all got behind cover. The game probably would have likely have been a 3-0 if he got that, or 3-0 on the control if he got that grab slam. But overall, yeah, the hard point's terrible.
All right, so as you guys may have seen on Twitter, Nameless Ant has entered the realm of the olds. It is his birthday, and he is now 25. Of course, we have to wish you such a happy birthday. You can't actually frown, but we're going to make you smile in a second if you know you look to your left.
Oh, let's go. What do we got? Oh, let's go, baby. There we go.
We also...
Happy birthday, my man.
Oh, I feel amazing now. Let's go, Joe.
We also have a little something else we want to show you, too.
No. Get that out. Get that.
Wait, what is this? What is this? Oh, no. Oh, no. Am I getting royalties from this?
World star right here.
Wait, all right, Ethan made this for sure. That's our lovely producer in the back. He 100% made this. By the way, anybody in the chat, if you have Twitch Prime, twitch.tv. Here's all those clips.
Yeah, they're not that good right now.
Oh, no.
Legendary moment, man. Legendary.
Oh, no.
The beard saved you, bro.
Dude, I thought that video was buried.
Oh, no.
Man, it's the cringiest moment of my life.
That moment's legendary.
It's a legendary moment, man.
Meeting you alive!
Dude, I don't know why it has so many views.
All right, well.
Legendary moment.
I guess.
We all love
Where's
you very
that
much.
passion at, by the way, to all the pros out there? Nobody gets up and screams.
Where's your passion like that on the desk?
Completely not true.
Well, I don't want to scream because then you'll just get mad at me.
Oh, yeah. I get a little alarmed sometimes, but, you know, I scare easily. It's fine. Now, again, happy birthday, of course, to Nameless. And let's pull up now our schedule as things move along.